Welcome back to the channel, US Rare Coins News, Top 1. Today we are looking at a coin that millions of people saved, and almost all of them thought it would make them rich one day. The 1776 to 1976 Eisenhower Dollar, the famous bicentennial coin, shows up in collections everywhere, but here's the twist: a few versions actually can be worth far more than $1. Most people have seen this coin at least once. Big, heavy, and impossible to ignore. But what most don't realize is that not all of them are the same, and the difference can come down to tiny details most people never check. Stay with me, because I'm going to show you how to spot the valuable versions, the rare errors collectors are hunting, and the real prices these coins are selling for today. Start with a bold close-up of the front. You'll see President Dwight D. Eisenhower facing left. Strong profile, clean design, and instead of a single year, you'll notice something unusual: 1776 to 1976. That's because this coin was made to celebrate 200 years of American independence. Now flip it slowly. This is where it really stands out. The back shows the Liberty Bell superimposed over the moon. It's a mix of history and space exploration in one design. Show a slow zoom on the bell and the moon surface. It's one of the most unique reverses ever used on a US coin. Now here's something that surprises a lot of people: even though these coins were made in huge numbers, they were often saved right from the start. People knew it was a special edition, so instead of spending them, they kept them. That's why you still see so many today. But here's the part most people miss: there are actually different types of this coin, and some are much more valuable than others. Let's start with the basics. These coins were made in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But only the San Francisco versions were struck in 40% silver. Here's a quick trick. Check the edge of the coin. Show a close-up of the edge. If you see a copper stripe, it's a regular clad coin. If the edge looks more solid silver with no strong copper line, you might have a silver version. That one detail can completely change the value. Now lean in closer to the design on the back. There are two main varieties collectors talk about: Type 1 and Type 2. Type 1 has thicker, bolder lettering, especially in United States of America. Type 2 has thinner, sharper lettering with more detail. Show a side-by-side comparison if possible. Once you see the difference, it becomes much easier to spot, and here's where things get even more interesting: some of these coins have minting errors. Tilt the coin under light. Show a slow rotation. Look for doubling in the letters, especially around the date or inscriptions. Some coins may be slightly off-center, or show die cracks, small lines running across the surface. These errors are rare, but when they show up, collectors pay attention. Now imagine this: you find one of these big coins in an old drawer. It looks cool, maybe a little worn. But then you check the edge: no copper stripe. You look closer: sharp details, maybe even a proof-like finish. Suddenly, it's not just a souvenir anymore. Let's talk real value. A regular clad 1776 to 1976 Eisenhower dollar in circulated condition is usually worth $1 to $3. If it's uncirculated and in good condition, it can go for $5 to $15. Now the silver versions are where things get more interesting. A 40% silver coin can be worth around $10 to $20 depending on condition. High-grade or proof silver coins can reach $50 to over $100, and rare error coins or top-graded examples, those can climb into the low hundreds at auction, depending on quality and rarity. So yes, most of these are common, but the right one can absolutely stand out. Now I want to hear from you. Do you have one of these bicentennial dollars at home? Have you ever checked the edge to see if it's silver? And if you found a high-grade version, would you keep it as a piece of history or sell it? Drop your answer in the comments. At the end of the day, the 1776 to 1976 Eisenhower dollar is more than just a coin. It's a celebration, a memory, and for some collectors, a hidden opportunity. With its unique design, multiple varieties, and silver versions, it's one of those coins that rewards anyone who takes a closer look. Top 2. Today we are looking at a coin that very few people get to see up close: the 1841 gold $1. This isn't just any old coin, it's a piece of US history, and finding one in decent condition today can feel like discovering buried treasure. Stay with me, because I'm going to show you what makes this coin so rare, the details collectors hunt for, and the real value it can fetch at auction. Start with a close-up of the front. You'll see Liberty facing left, wearing a coronet inscribed with Liberty. The detail is stunning for a coin minted in 1841, the stars around the edge, the delicate features on Liberty's face. Each star, each line in the hair, was hand-engraved into the die, which makes every coin unique. Now flip it over. The reverse shows the iconic $1 denomination surrounded by a wreath. Slow zoom in on the wreath. Notice the fine details in the leaves and the way the numbers are engraved. For coins this old, surviving with these details intact is incredibly rare. Here's why collectors get excited. The 1841 gold $1 was minted in extremely limited numbers, just a few thousand pieces. That means most of these coins were lost, melted down, or worn beyond recognition over the last 180 years. Holding one is like holding a time capsule, but the real magic comes from small variations and errors. Show a slow pan across the edge and surface. Some coins have slight doubling in the lettering or small die cracks that happen during minting. Others show tiny differences in the placement of stars or the wreath. These subtle features can make one coin far more desirable than another, and here's a fun historical fact. Back in 1841, gold coins were everyday money for many Americans. People carried them in pockets, spent them at stores, or used them for travel. The fact that any survive in collectible condition today is remarkable. Now imagine finding one tucked away in a family heirloom or an old safe. At first, it's just a coin. But once you see the gold shine, the detailed design, and check the mint mark, suddenly it's something priceless. Let's talk real numbers. A typical 1841 gold $1 in circulated condition can sell for several $1,000s. Coins in uncirculated or high-grade condition can reach tens of thousands at auction, depending on rarity and preservation. And coins with unusual errors or exceptional quality? Those can go even higher. Now I want to ask you. Do you own any gold coins from the 1800s? Or is there a coin you've always dreamed of adding to your collection? Share it in the comments. I'd love to hear. At the end of the day, the 1841 gold $1 is more than a coin. It's history you can hold in your hand, a story from nearly 2 centuries ago, and for collectors, a rare opportunity to own something truly special. Top 3. Today we are looking at a coin that most people walk past without thinking twice, but in the right hands, it could actually be worth more than you imagine. The 1986 D. Kennedy half-dollar might seem ordinary, but there's a story hiding in the details that collectors love. Stay with me, because I'm going to show you what makes this coin different, the rare varieties and errors you need to know about, and the real value it can command at auction today. Start with a close-up of the front. You've got President Kennedy's profile, facing left, crisp lines and clean features, with the date 1986 and a small D for Denver just below. Even though it looks familiar, the level of detail in the hair and the face is sharper than most circulation coins from the 80s. Now flip it over. Smoothly show the reverse. The presidential seal with the eagle, arrows, and olive branch is bold and clear. This design has been in use for decades, but subtle differences in striking can make a big difference to collectors. Here's something that surprises a lot of people. By 1986, Kennedy half-dollars were mostly made for collectors, not circulation. They barely made it into everyday use, so finding one in perfect condition is already a little unusual. Now here's where the details start to matter. Some 1986 D coins were struck slightly off-center, and a few show small doubling in the lettering or numbers. Show a slow, rotating close-up of the coin under light. These minting quirks are rare, but when they appear, collectors notice. Another tip: look at the surfaces. Coins from this year that were part of special mint sets can have extra shiny fields with frosted designs on Kennedy's profile. These proof-like qualities aren't always obvious, but they increase the coin's value dramatically if preserved. Now imagine discovering one of these coins tucked in a drawer, nearly forgotten. At first glance, it's just 50 cents. But then you notice the clean strike, maybe a minor error, or proof-like finish, and suddenly it's something worth checking further. Let's talk numbers. A typical circulated 1986 D. Kennedy half-dollar is usually worth about 50 cents to $1. Uncirculated examples can sell for $2 to $5. Coins with proof-like surfaces or noticeable errors can reach $15 to $25, and in rare cases, exceptional examples have sold for $50 or more. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever found a Kennedy half-dollar from the 80s in circulation? Or do you have one tucked away in a collection? And if you spotted an unusual error, would you keep it or sell it? Drop your answer in the comments. At the end of the day, the 1986 Kennedy half-dollar proves that even seemingly ordinary coins can hide interesting details, rare minting quirks, and real collector value. From its sharp design and limited circulation to the errors and proof-like examples, it's a coin that rewards a closer look. If you enjoyed this, hit like, subscribe, and check out the next video. You never know which coin in your collection might turn out to be more than just spare change.